returning to Modern for a bit, and I've really enjoyed playing it. I'm recording this intro after I've played the league, and after I've realised that actually I'm playing a 61 card special, because I added a Wisp to this list, because the list was only playing 2 Wisps when I found it on Goldfish. I didn't cut a card, which was probably going to be the 4th copy of Felia, or maybe one of the Overlords. I'm not 100% sure what the cut is for the other Wisp. Either way, this is Death and Taxes, but it's not Death and Taxes. So let's do a little bit of story time. Death and Taxes is a white weenie deck. So you play white weenies, creatures that are small and can fight for you, essentially. The name comes from the idea that there are 3 things certain in life: death, taxes, and that somewhere in a Magic tournament, someone is playing white weenie. Beyond it being white weenie, Death and Taxes has taken on this secondary meaning, where the word taxes suggests that you need to pay taxes. So that's cards like Thalia, Leon and Arbiter, Rished and Port to a lesser extent in Legacy and similar. In essence, Death and Taxes normally disrupts your mana. And the current landscape, the black-white deck that is playing in Modern, this is one of the very meta versions of it. You can play Ketramos, but it does play like some copies of White Orchid Phantom because they're good into the Eldrazi deck, right? This isn't really Death and Taxes. I'm calling it black-white Flicker, but this is the closest we've got to like a meta D&T list, and it is playing Flicker with, and it is playing Recruit of the Guard, which has been a Legacy staple since its printing into the format, and then later on in Modern, we got it for Modern Horizons 3. And then we've also got like loads of other cards that are commonly played in D&T. Aether Vial, for example. And then we've got Flicker cards: Ephemerate, Felia, Flicker Wisp. The deck is super sweet, but the thing that bugs me is that it's been called black-white mid-range, which, I'll be honest, is the most basic bitch, boring as fuck name for a deck I've ever read on a deck aggregate website. Stop calling this black-white mid-range. It's cringe, it's boring, the game deserves more than that. So what is the deck? Well, we're playing a Value Town sort of like build. Let's say build, but all versions of this deck are quite Value Town. The closest to a Value Town mid-range deck you'll get in the format, now that like, things like Jund don't really exist. But we are flickering things as a core part of the deck. Now, the deck plays 22 lands, 5 of which are double-sided, 4 which enchant on 1 Burgart Trawler, so you can flicker them onto their lands with the Flicker Wisp to reset them into the creature side. We're playing, some people are playing only 2 copies. I'm playing 3 copies of Wisp because the Wisp is the answer to every problem in Magic. I love this card. I have an obsession with. Vial allows us to play Wisp at instant speed or other cards at instant speed. And then we play a load of like mid-rangey stuff. 1-for-1 removals in Fatal Pushes, for example, when Thoughts to disrupt our opponents. And then we have all this value stuff. So Wisp can reset ETBs. Recruit of the Guard goes and finds pretty much any card in our deck. I think every creature in our deck can be found with it, barring Overlord. Overlord of the Baelmerk is the Dustmourn inclusion. Now, for 2 mana, it basically gets a creature out of your bin after milling 4, and then it ticks down to become a 5/5 eventually. I suppose it's a 5/5. And the unique synergy in this is that we can play it for the 2 mana version, get a creature back, following turn we can Wisp it, or we can Felia it, and now we have a 5/5 creature, which is quite big by modern standards. A lot of people are playing smaller efficient things, right? And on its ETB and its attack, it gets you more value out of the bin. It's just a huge value engine. It's our card draw engine, if you will. Solitude is the classic pitch elemental that still sees play, because it's either not banned or it's actually good. 5 mana, 3/2 flash, lifelink, and when it enters the battlefield, Sword to Plowshare a creature. Exile it and the controller gains. This card can be flickered with Ephemerate, so we can scam it, we can pitch a white card to it, put it into play, and Ephemerate it to keep it around and kill 2 of their creatures. Quite a strong, powerful early game play. We can also do that and then lead up with a Felia to flicker it on going into combat and have a real good time against creature decks. Emperor Bones is another part of the value engine. So Emperor Bones, you go to combat, you trigger, you put a creature from a graveyard, theirs or yours, under it, pay 2 mana, you adapt it, it becomes a 4/4, so you pay 4 mana for 4/4, that temporarily gives you a creature from the graveyard when a counter gets put onto it, and thus you get like a hasting version of their creature, which gives you all sorts of options, like getting a hasting Overlord of the Baelmerk, for example, and so on and so on. Some of the interesting synergies are that once you have a creature in play and it gets sacrificed at the beginning of the next end step, it's got a finality counter on it. But finality counters only care about going to the graveyard. If you flicker them, they come back without the finality counter. So Ephemerate allows you to scam the thing into play forever. You can also reset the Emperor Bones itself with flicker effects like Flicker Wisp to be able to get something else later. And most importantly, it doesn't only hit creatures. Well, it only hits creatures in the sense of reanimating them, but it can exile things from the bin that aren't creatures, just for some graveyard hate. So thus you can go to combat, trigger, eat a Mishra's Bauble, and turn off Delirium in the opponent's graveyard. It's got a lot of like interesting utility for what it does. It's a card that I was really high on during previous season. I didn't really see it find a home until this deck sort of came to fruition. And then we have some one-offs. We have that can be Search for Recruiter. We have like Skyclave Apparition to exile like a problem permanence. White Orchid Phantom to mess with lands like the Eldrazi matchup. And I even Interrupter to both counter a spell on a key turn. So for example, exiling a Supreme Verdict doesn't see any play anymore, but some form of Wrath to put it in deck zone so we can close out the game with our like white weenie beatdown plan. But also it can make spells that opponents cost from graveyards and exile cost 2 more, and thus into Storm and similar decks it actually has loads of application as well. And then we round out the deck with 4 copies of Bowmaster, which is just, you know, a value creature that is quite good into anyone trying to draw cards. I'll be honest, it hasn't been that good when I played this deck in the past, and it wasn't that good in today's league either. I guess this is one of the cards we can trim. We can trim 1 copy of Bowmaster to get another copy of Flicker Wisp. And that is the deck. I'm going to try and play some more gameplay on the channel because I'm actually enjoying playing Modern right now. I want to play some more Legacy. I haven't played it in a long time. I'm going to play more Cube on the channel too. You might see a Cube gameplay come out before or after this on the channel as well. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, do interact with it and let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more gameplay from me. I'd like these videos to, you know, get a minimum of 10k views. When they don't, it's like off-putting to make more of these kind of things. But if you enjoy it, please interact with it. And if you do really enjoy the content, you can check out the Patreon with a link in the description below. For $2 a month, you can help support the show. And if you want to buy any of the cards featured in these videos for Modern or other formats, you can do so from CoolStuffInc.com. Get 5% off your order by using the code KENOBI at checkout to get, well, 5% off your order. I don't know why I said that twice. And magicmadhouse.co.uk is your source for this in Europe. Use the code KENOBI-April to get money off, 5% in April, and there'll be a new code in May, which will be Kenobi-May, obviously. With that out of the way, let's play some Modern. We've been paired into Flamey Oliver, which is Jamie Oliver in a hot kitchen. We've got Ephemerate and Solitude for a scam play if we need to. We've got White Orchid for land disruption and failure. This hand seems pretty reasonable. We've kept our 7 and our opponent has gone to 6. Sink into Stupor in the land mode there from our opponent. Play a Marsh Flats and pass back to our opponent. We've got access to a Surveil land on their end step if we need to. We can obviously scam Solitude, but I'm not really keen to. It's an accessible option if they do something fucking wild. I haven't played a lot of Modern recently, so there's always a chance they do something absolutely crazy that I'm not expecting. Please don't pay attention to the fact that our hand is 4 Modern Horizons cards and fetch lands. Fetch lands are pretty good too. Seagate Reborn from our opponent. I think we're against Oops All Spells. That's 2 spell lands now down as their land modes. Thunder Trap Trainer. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library, move your non-creature non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. A Lotus Bloom has entered the revealed zone off the Thunder Trap Trainer. Basically, I'm not actually sure if this is Oops All Spells, because I don't think Oops All Spells plays Lotus Bloom. I guess it could do to, like, Belch Me, for example. Okay, we don't want this push. They didn't suspend the Bloom, by the way, so they're looking to cast it from hand, perhaps. No, they did suspend it, sorry. I'm misunderstanding the UI elements of Magic the Gathering Online. We put a push in the bin and drew a push, which is something that Shuffle Truthers would say is a problem, right? But I'm sure that was normal and legit. Drawing 2 in a row is something you can do. Now, if they are Oops or Spells, I probably should have gone Plains, White Orchid Phantom, kill one of their lands. I'm going to do that next turn. I'm going to flash in the Felia, and we can take off 2 lands this way. We block one of the flash in the Felia, untap, block one of the lands of White Orchid Phantom, tap the Felia, block one of the lands of the White Orchid Phantom. We're loving life. We're in their 3rd turn. It's took them 5 minutes to play those turns. I think my opponent's having a bit of a problem over there. Maybe they're wrestling a dog. There are no attacks from them. No land drop from them. We're just going to make a Felia now then. The little flicker corgi that could. No ETB effect as always. But we do have an on-attack trigger on our turn. They're going to Flare of Denial the Felia, which is interesting. Okay, Felia is denied. We're going to White Orchid Phantom. Does this resolve, or do they have a counterspell for this too? They do not. We're going to blow up the, I guess, the Seagate. We can flicker a land out as well, because they come back as the other side, right? Flutter Blue. The land is gone. Do they hit a basic here? They do not. As suspected, if we'd actually played our Martial Arts earlier, we could actually have double land blown them up here. I've just played really badly out of sequence because I'm incredibly rusty. They play a tapped land. Sure. We drew Emperor of Bones. Sure. We're going to play this Martial Arts and crack it. I'll get a Plains here. I'm going to go to combat attack. Hit them for 2. We're going to play a Flicker Wisp. We'll flicker out their Springs. And we'll Ephemerate this White Orchid Phantom. Blowing up that land too. The land I just flickered out should try to return as a spell and can't. And just won't come back, basically. So both of these are strip mine. Remember, the reason that the Flicker Wisp is... Sorry, the White Orchid Phantom is a strip mine is because our opponent's playing no basic land. They get a Lotus Bloom here that does give them 3 mana. Plus a land drop will be 4 mana. Their win con is either Charbelcher, or it's going to be Thassa's Oracle. Put your whole graveyard into the bin with a spy. What's it called? Fucking the Oops or Spell creatures. What are they called? There's 2 of them. There's a 3 mana and a 4 mana one. Balustrade Spy and something Informer. Could wisp out the Bloom. Not very exciting. So we're going to say no. Rather just kill them over 3 turns now. Begin combat. Attack. In for 5. I think I've also missed Emperor of Bones here, right? At the beginning of your combat your turn, you exile 1 target card from the graveyard. Pay 2 mana. Yeah, I've missed lethal. No, it won't be lethal. Play a 2-2 though. That absolutely was lethal. Another body in play would have been lethal. We're giving them 1 more turn than they should have. So if they beat us here, then that was the mistake. They should put Emperor's Bones, put the Felia under it, adapted it, put the Felia into play, and then we could have killed them next turn with over 10 damage in play. We're just going to go combat here, attack. We're going to eat up, I guess, the Thunder Trap. No, we'll eat the Felia. We're going to attack with all creatures. If they have a bound spell like Sink into Stupor off the Lotus, they can survive 1 more turn, but largely irrelevant. We take them to 3, pass back to them. If they kill us on this turn, then that's because I fucked up with the Emperor Bones prior to combat. The Marsh Flats, and we'll get into combat. Nice, easy first game. Okay. Nice, easy first game. Let's go to game 2. I think they're on mono blue oops or spells. That means our phantoms are very, very good. And I guess stopping them from casting 2 spells in a turn with Deafening Silence is reasonable. Maybe I want to be able to destroy their Lotus Blooms too with the exercises. Maybe that's correct. Wisp blows up their lands too. Recruit's pretty good. Aven Interrupter's pretty good. I guess Emperor doesn't do a whole lot. It's a faster clock, I guess. And the pushes seem quite bad. For that reason, I'll cast Solitude as well. We're sharing access to more copies of Thoughtseize. Trim 1 more Solitude. That's 60. Oh shit, was I playing 61? Oh fuck, I was playing 61. I think I added a Wisp and did not cut something. That's so funny. So funny. Here's a Vindicate, sure. 61 card special. Shouldn't be, but it is. I don't know what I've done during deck. Honestly, I'm playing quite a stock list. Like, this is pretty much the normal meta list. We've got Land Disruption, and we've got a counter spell with Aven Interrupter, which is very good. It makes their Lotus Blooms cost 2 as well, which is great, because it makes all cards from exile cost more. We're going to untap. We'll play a Backstreet. We'll scry. We'll put Fellier on top, because it lets us replay our Orchids over and over. Not replay, but reset and use the ETB, should I say. They got Orderly Plaza there, which is the backside of the Suppression Ray. They're going to cast a Torpor Orb. That is a thing that actually screws us significantly, actually. Turns off all our stuff. Okay. Well, good job we brought in Thraben Charms then, isn't it? I guess Pest Control doesn't hit it either. Vindicate does. So if we go to game 3, we want another copy of Vindicate. We get a Fellier here, which can flicker our stuff. She can flicker one-target non-land permanent, right? So we're going to get her into play this turn and flicker our Belmont next turn just to make a much faster clock. Aven Interrupter, Orchid White Phantom, and Witch Enchanter all just don't have an ETB now because of Torpor Orb. Torpor Orb is traditionally, always has been very good against TNT, and it just continues to be good against the Black-White Flicker decks that are the successors to Death and Taxes. It's funny, right? We've got Wisp, we've got Vials, but we've got no Thalias, Arbiters, and similar. It's interesting space to be in. Cool deck. I do like it, but I do miss the old days. So what's this? Thunder Trap Trainer. Oh, Fellier can flicker out Torpor Orb, can't it? Okay, so there's a Thunder Trap Trainer. Okay, so as long as they don't... I should have cast Fellier before that resolved because they can flare the Fellier now. If this gets countered, we know what I did wrong. Yeah, fuck. That was huge. Absolute blunder from me. Okay, let's go Godless Shrine, pay to your life. Because Fellier would have absolutely broken that game wide open. We'll play Deafening Silence, and we're going to go ahead and play a body to attack them. I really punted that then. Almost conceded, God. Yeah, Fellier with the Thunder Trap on the stack would have meant they couldn't have flared, because Flare needs them to sacrifice the body. Fellier could have swung, flickered the Torpor Orb out, and then we could have just blown up one of their lands, and the game would have been pretty over. This gives them more of a game. So they're going to cast whatever the fuck this is. What the fuck? To mesh your Reality Architect, whenever one non-creature permanents are returned to hand, draw a card. This ability triggers one once each turn. White and X, return a land you control to hand, return target artifact or enchantment card with mana for X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. I do not know what's going on. This is not what I was expecting. That also blocks... We fly over that. Vindicate is our best draw. Fellier is also very strong. Here's a Marsh Flats. We've got both our Shadow Backstreets in play, so we can't even fetch for Backstreets here, so that was actually probably wrong. Okay. Go to combat attack for 2 in the air. This doesn't fly, right? Get into 15. Flash in the Aven Interrupter to give us 4 damage in the air. Gives us a 5-turn clock, which is not where we want to be. No, sorry, 4-turn clock. 4 times 4 is 16, baby. Math is easy. Okay, there's some sort of combo deck. I'm less scared because the ETBs aren't working because of Torpor Orb. We get in for 2. Sure. We're going to crack this Marsh Flats. Grab ourselves a Godless Shrine tapped. And we're going to flash in this Interrupter, not Mind Sensor, sorry, just to give us more attackers. Untap. Now, Overlord of the Belmont doesn't do anything upon being a creature. So we're going to put it into play as an enchantment. I just realised this gets Fellier back as well. I'm a dum-dum. Flare Denial, okay. They had 2 Flare Denials, that's fine. They got 1 card in hand. I don't know what the fuck they're up to. That's kind of an exciting place to be, right? They're on 11. Play Shadowy Backstreet. Much playing this as a 2-2 body. Find a Fellier. Put that on top of our library. Sure. So the Lotus Bloom is ticking down. They suspend it last turn. The turn that it casts, which is in 2 turns' time, they can't cast another spell because of Deafening Silence. Also, the bloom will cost them 2 mana off of Deafening Silence as well, using up a lot of their mana, so they can't cast like a 5 mana creature off of it, because 2 of it would have been spent to play it through the Aven Interrupter. They play a tap land, they got 1 card in hand, they attack for 2, they might as well, they ain't blocking because we've got 2 flyers. We go to 13, we untap, and we draw Felia, right? Yeah, we knew about that. Arid Mesa. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to hold on to the Witch Enchanter here, because Felia flicker out the orb and use the Witch Enchanter to blow up something like a Lotus Bloom is pretty good. We have to flicker out the orb to be able to do that. The Felia will die to an attack from this creature here, to a block, sorry. So we will have to make sure they're attacking with Tameshi, and then we get to flash in the Felia. Now, if we flicker our own thing, we actually get to grow Felia to the point they can attack through Tameshi. Guess they're going to play a bloom, crack a bloom, replay a bloom. That's their plan. We take 2 here. Go to end step. We're going to crack this Mesa, grab a Plains, and then we'll make a Felia, untap, draw Orcish Bowmaster, which is quite good for the Torpor Orbs. Oh, they're just dead. They're just dead. Attack with all creatures, trigger Felia, flicker the orb out. Then we go black, white, Bowmaster. It's the last card, Flare. It is not Flare. Take them to 6. Kill them with 6 damage. Okay, Bowmaster was perfect. That's Xaxes. Sorry, Flamey Oliver. I don't know what you're doing. It seems interesting at the very least, but yeah, we're the fun police today. We're the fun police. And as if by magic, we've won the die roll. Look at that. Turn 1 Shadow Backtree into Thoughtseas. Yeah, go on then. Why not? The Shadow Backtree plus the Overlord of the Belmog will give us some gas. It is only a 2-lander, but I'm okay with that. It's a 2.5, right? Surveil lands count as an extra half a land. So we're probably ditching anything that isn't a land here, yeah. Although we could scam a Solitude. No, I'm going to hit my land drops. Wooded Foothills from our opponent. We didn't hit a land there. I think I'm going to go for an Overlord of the Belmurk here. Gives us something ticking down. We'll Thoughtseize next turn. We got Felia off of it, which is actually pretty decent because it can flicker the Overlord itself. So Felia allows us to basically scam the Overlord in as a full fat 5/5 after combat. They're going to get their commercial district and have a little look at the top side of their library. If they like what they see, they do. It stays on top. Another Foothills from our opponent. Mountain from our opponent. Artist Talent from our opponent. It's some form of Phoenix deck then, I guess. That's my guess. Green, red, Phoenix. Well, I guess we're going to get a Thoughts. Not hitting a land up here would be great. We did it. We did it. I'm so good at Magic. Let's Thoughtseize them. Okay. Holy guacamole. They are on some... It's Mono Red Storm. I don't know why I thought Phoenix. So next turn, they can go like Ritual into leveling up the talent. And then following turn, Manamorphoses are actually mana positive. If they hit a land drop, they can level up the talent to do nothing. So I take the Pyretic Ritual. They have a load of card advantage. Our Solitude doesn't do a whole lot. I guess we can go get Aven Interrupter. So we have 1 copy of Thalia would be nice, right? So you can go get off the Recruiter of the God. They hit the land drop, they level up the talent, so we know exactly what's going on here. Mega Felia. We would love to blow up a land here, I guess. Although they'll have mountains, so it doesn't do... Well, we have the option to blow up 2 lands. Taking them off green doesn't do much. They have Manamorphose in hand right now. I guess we can Recruit of the God, get a Witch Enchanter, play it as a land, flicker it next time to kill the Artist Talent. Can't flicker non-land... Yeah, we need a Wisp to flicker it, though. I think that's the lines. We're going to go Recruit of the God, say yes. We're going to get a Witch Enchanter. We're going to move to combat attack. Now, flickering the Baelmurk gives us, like, more aggro, but flickering the Recruiter gives us a way to flicker the Enchanter and kill that Artist Talent. But I feel like next turn is the turn they're going to get pop off on. So definitely attacking with Felia. The question is whether we're going to get ourselves a Flicker Wisp or whether we're going to flicker the Baelmurk. I think we get the Wisp. I think Disruption's always really the plan, right? Hit them for 2, play this as a land, say no, it comes back, Felia gets bigger, Recruiter's going to get us a Wisp, that allows us to blow up the Artist Talent next turn. So this turn they can like, Ritual, draw a card. And by Ritual I mean Manamorphose. It's now a 1 mana make 2, so it's a Ritual. Rituals need to go mana positive when you cast them. Normally a Pyretic Ritual will make you 3 off of 2 mana, for example. In this case, you're making 2 off of 1 because of the cost reduction of Artist's Impulse. Artist's Talent, sorry. A Reckless Impulse. Going to give them access to Ruby Medallion and Ral. Oh dear. So we have an answer for the Ral, at least. In hand. So I guess we want them to cast the Ral and not be able to cast the Manamorphose in response. So basically, with the Ral in play, we want to Solitude it. Okay. And then we want to Solitude it without them being able to cast another spell and trying to flip the Ral in response. So they're down to 2 unknown cards in hand. the card they drew for turn, plus the card of Manamorphose. They've cast the Manamorphose now, so we know that there's now 3 cards in hand, or 4 cards onto this resolves. 3 of which we don't know. They have 2 red mana there. Ral will cost 1 because of Ruby Medallion. So they cast Reckless Impulse here. So the question is, do they have another instant in hand in the 3 cards? I guess we're going to test it. So here comes the Solitude. We're going to get rid of the Ral. Now, they could obviously play another instant and fail the flip and not flip him, and we still get to get rid of Ral. Okay, so Ral looks like he's going. No, they had an instant. Manamorphose. So there's going to be a coin flip trigger on the stack. Please lose the flip. They won the flip. Ah, fuck. Okay, I think we just lose on the spot there. Guess we could have kept up push, but not playing the Recruiter. So push plus Solitude gives us 2 answers to Ral. That would have been pretty good. I think that was actually the correct line. I think you always want to be able to deal with the Ral. So I think we made a mistake. Now, if you were the comment section from my video about cheating on Arena, you'd now say that the shuffler fucked you and you drew too many lands or too many non-lands or whatever. The reality is we made a lot of decisions. This is what all the formats are like. You made a lot of decisions. And they didn't all, they weren't all correct. They cast Cling to the Impossible. Shit in Exile. I'm kind of losing track of what's going on now. They're just casting a lot of spells. We're going to F6 now. We're going to hope they don't get there, but let's be honest. Well, Ral is on 7 instead of 8, so we did stop him from really, like, flipping over. They can kill our Recruiter. We don't care about that. They've leveled up Artist Talent to allow it to... it always draws you, discards you, right? And then it cost reduces and then does bonus damage on the 3rd mode. They had a land drop, Desperate Ritual from the Exile Zone. So even Interrupt to making all their spells cost 2 more would be pretty sweet. We could have grabbed it with Recruiter, but we couldn't have cast it. My wife has just returned home from being out, so my dogs are going absolutely apeshit. I'll be muting and moving on. So our opponent is still going. The storm count is 17. It's not deterministic, but it's like an almost certain. There is like a single-digit percentage chance that they somehow don't find the Gut Shot to kill us. They're 1 spell off of Gut Shot being... No, Gut Shot is lethal now. 17 copies plus the original will be 18 damage. There you go. They wish for it. Like I said, it might even be below 1% for them to somehow brick on not finding the wish for a sideboard win com or the Gut Shot in their deck. Not Gut Shot, sorry, Grape Shot in their deck. Ruby Medallion, Valakut Awakening, Arid Mesa in the Exile Zone. We are dead. Past in Flames. Okay, we're going to scoop it up now because Past in Flames make it impossible. They can draw their entire deck now. Okay, so we know what they're on. They're on Ruby Storm's stuff. Sanctifying Vex do turn off. They're hard to kill with any removal that they might have, and it does turn off the Past in Flames route. Exercise does kill both the Ruby Medallion and the Saga. Deafening Silence is obviously very, very good. And then we just want to remove to kill the Ral. Ephemerates aren't all that exciting. We'll trim 1. Bogart's fine. Interrupt is very good. Phantom doesn't really do enough here. I don't think we want it. Neither does... Well, Emperor Bones is like slow graveyard hate, so that's fine. Bowmaster threatens them. Guess the Overlord is a bit slow. Yeah, that seems slow. Vials are fine. We'll trim 1 push, because we're bringing in Exercise can't kill Ral. Trim Ophelia. Trim... another Ephemerate, I think. I think killing Ral is super important. Oh, I forgot 161 card special because I'm an idiot. Okay. Right, we are on the play. We got Deafening Silence plus a Vial. We're going to keep this. Got 2 lands thanks to Witch Enchanter. Got Recruiter of the Guard as well. We're going to turn 1 Vial because it helps us progress upboard state significantly. We'll play Deafening Silence on turn 2. Our opponent is mulligan to 6 and they're considering going down further, I think. No, they've kept it. Okay. We're going to go Arid Mesa. We're going to get ourselves a Godless Shrine here. And we're going to play Aether Vial. Wooded Fithouse from our opponent. We're going to untap, trigger our Aether Vial. Say yes. We're going to play a second Vial. We'll pay 3 life. We'll play a second Vial. We'll play a Deafening Silence. And if that's something that kills all 1-drops, then I guess we look silly. So we do have an answer to Ral now in hand, but like Ral War Dog on turn 2 is not too hot. You want to be able to cast multiple spells before you slam the round, so that when he does flip off the final triggering spell, he has a lot of loyalty. Just playing him and passing the turn basically guarantees your opponent interacts with it and kills him, right? So we're not going to see a Ral here. We'll see a Medallion or a Saga, unless their hand is very bad. Ruby Medallion, okay. So if we hit a land drop, we can... I want to kill that Medallion real bad. We're going to take up our vials. So yes and yes. Land drop is really good. Definitely silence number 2. Okay. I guess it makes it harder for them to deal with. We're going to pass back to them. We can flash in the Thalia here. We have access to Solitude by getting rid of the Recruiter, but we really don't want to. We want to untap next turn and play the Recruiter. They're going to play a Reckless Impulse, which will be their only non-creature spell for the turn. They hit a land off of it. They got access to Pyrite Ritual next turn. We're going to go ahead and make a Thalia. We're going to untap. We're going to tick up our vials. Probably keep them where they are now. Well, actually, a 4 would be good for Witch Enchanter. We can reset it with Thalia. We find a Sanctifier and Vec. So I'm going to activate this vial. Say yes. Put a Recruit of the Guard into play. Say yes. We're going to go get a Witch Enchanter. We're going to bolt it into play. We're going to go to combat. And they're going to scoop it up. So what we're going to do is flicker the Recruiter, grab ourselves an Avian Interrupter to give ourselves a counter magic on their turn and also fuck with their Exile Zone. And then we could have Vard in the Sanctifier Vec to eat the Graveyard as well. We had a very, very strong start. Even like drawing the second copy of Vard and second copy of Deafening Silence, which kind of cards you don't necessarily want in multiples. Vars tend to be worse in multiples as well. But I guess in the matchup where they want to play a white source and then Tear, one of these dead, having 2 is brutal. I wonder if the 4th Thalia is just better than the 2nd Sanctifier and Vec, if I'm honest. No, the Legendary. Draw them in multiples can be worse. We'll run it back. They're on the play this time, which makes it a lot harder. We're probably going to need to see a Deafening Silence, I think. What you got to remember is they have consistent turn 3 combo deck. Double Thoughtseize, though, is very good into Storm. We're going to keep this. Now, I want to play Vial on turn 1. I wish this was a... Well, no, I don't wish it was a Veil Land. I have nothing to play on turn 1. So 1 land keep, but we have like a kill spell for Ral, Double Thoughtseize, Vial, Drew Emperor Bones. Okay. I'm going to play a Vial. In the interest of getting that Bowmaster and that Emperor of Bones into play ASAP. Now, this turn they're going to play the Talon or the Stone. We're going to untap and hopefully the Thoughtseize is disruptive enough. If we draw a second land and double Thoughtseize them, then we're in a really good spot. They played Ral, which is also fine for us because push interacts with that. So if we draw land here and go push Thoughtseize, we are loving life. So we tick up Vial. Drew a land. Oh god, I'm so good at Magic. Crack this. Grab a Godless Shrine. We're bolting ourselves to do this. We're going to go Fatal Thoughtseize them first. They have 2 lands in play. They have Ritual, Valakut Awakening, which is also a land, and Wish. They also have Prismatic Ending, which kills our Vial. I'm very tempted to take the Prismatic Ending to keep our creatures going and just push the Ral and go from there. Yeah, no Prismatic Ending for you. And then we're going to kill Ral. They were basically just asking us, do you have a kill spell for Ral? Because not killing Ral, though, they get to untap and go like, Ritual, Valakut Awakening, Wish, and just do fucking crazy stuff. They Ren's Resolve, they hit a land off of it. Glimpse the Impossibles in the Exile Zone. We're going to tick up our Vial. So Ren's Resolve is gone. That was the new card. We drew a Bowmaster. I think if they cast Valakut Awakening, double Bowmaster is very good. So I think that's our line, is double Bowmastering them. And also double Bowmaster can kill Ral as well. So we're going to do that, and I want to Thoughtseize them here, but I think double Bowmaster is just better. They're going to crack the Mesa to thin the deck out a little bit. They're going to hit a Surveil Land, probably the second copy of Elegant Parlor, I'd imagine. No? Okay, Commercial District, sorry. Same much of a muchness. The green gives them access to some sideboard stuff, as does the white, right? So I really want to see a Valakut Awakening from them here. Can I cast Glimpse the Impossible? 3 cards into the exile. They've got a Desperate Ritual, an Artist Talent, and a Wish. End step, if any of those cards remain in exile, put them into your graveyard, then create a 0/1 color Eldrazi spawn token for each card put into the graveyard this way. Okay. So they're basically ritualing into 3 colorless mana here. So we're going to let this resolve. Make 3 Scions. We're then going to activate this. Say yes. Make a Bowmaster. Trigger Killer Scion. They're going to float a colorless mana. Sure. And then we're going to make another Bowmaster. Kill another Scion. So we're like cutting them off 2 mana basically. We're going to untap. We're not going to take our Vial out because we want to be able to make the Emperor Bones. We drew a Sanctifier in Vec. We're going to Thoughtseize them. We've got 5 cards in hand. Let's Thoughtseize them. They've got Ritual, Static Prison. Valak Awakening is dead because of the Bowmasters. So I think I leave them with the mana because we can't really cut them down on it. They have an interaction spell, which is fine, which we can kill with Exercise. So we take the Wish. And we start attacking because this is a 0/1, not a 1/1. Importantly, it's a Spawn, not a Scion. Take to 16 here. Like, Valakut's Awakening in their hand is very bad right now. They discard 5 and draw 6 and do 12 to themselves, and we'd create a 12/12. It'd be very bad into these Bowmasters. Nothing from them. End step, we're going to violin another powerful Modern Horizons 2-drop. I guess technically Bowmasters is not a Horizons card, right? It's a Lord of the Rings card, but it's like a Horizons card by proxy, I guess, by honorable Modern Horizons. Tick up the vial, no. Untap and draw. Concealed Courtyard. Sweet. We have access to Exercise, which is sorcery. We've got to remember that. I guess we play the Emperor here and just really pressure their life total. That's the plan. Here's an Emperor. Go to combat. Eat the prismatic ending underneath there. Attack for 4. Taking them to 12. Now, we are in like a situation where if they just randomly play Ral and start ritualing, then we might be in a bad spot. They're going to cast Valak Awakening, which puts 4 triggers on the stack. Only 4? Oh, they decided to only redraw 2 of the cards in their hand. That's why. They didn't redraw their entire hand. They go to 8, so they're dead on board. They're going to try and pop off this turn. They go to 7. So Manamorphoses don't work for them. Ruby Medallion, good hit. Pyretic Ritual, 1 mana, make 3. Strong. Manamorphose, pay 1 mana, make 2. Shoot them for 2. They go to 5 here. I guess Manamorphoses still work, because they only need to be on 1 life to kill us, right? The Wren's Resolve, yep. They hit Pyretic Ritual and Scalding Tarn. Pyretic Ritual, there we go. They've got no Passing Flames lines. They can't draw enough cards. We got them. Black-White mid-range, as people are calling it, takes down Ruby Storm. Good shit. We will not be keeping this hand as it only has 1 land. However, this hand, 3 lands, Vial, 2 removal spell, or 1 removal spell, but yeah, we'll keep this. We're going to put one of the lands back, sorry. We'll put this Swamp back. Steam Vents from our opponent into Preordain. This could be any number of blue-red things in the format. Steam Vents plus Preordain is pretty much... Once upon a time I would have guessed Storm, but we'll see. Storm doesn't tend to play blue anymore. Play our Verge, we'll play a Vial and pass to them. This is probably going to be Phoenix, is my guess. Oh, wow, it's going to be Prowess. Okay, this is going to be the Cozy Steelcutter Prowess deck. We take 1 here, no spells from them. They're looking to double spell next turn with a Cozy Steelcutter in play, I'm assuming. We'll take up our Vial. We draw another land. We don't want to see any more of those, if I'm completely honest with you. We can play a body that doesn't block very well because 1 spell gets it killed. So we're going to hold up Push. We'll play a Marsh Flats, which we can fetch a Shadowy Backstreet with. They fetch a Thundering Falls and end step and put a Dragon Rage Channeler into the graveyard. This is just your blue-red Prowess. Probably playing... It might be playing Murktide, but it's more likely playing a lot of low-cost Prowess creatures instead. Mishra's Bauble from them, which is interesting, because that means they haven't got a Cozy Steelcutter in hand, because they play Steelcutter into Bauble, right? Second Bauble, that's going to make Monetary Swiftspear 3/4. They go to combat, we're going to attempt to push it. They might have some sort of counter spell. They might have a Spell Pierce, for example. No, it resolved. In their end step, we're going to go ahead and get one of those shadowy back streets to do some surveilling. Their hand's a little bit on the slow side, but I'll take it. We'll put that into the bin. We don't want any more lands. They're going to draw a card off their bauble. We're going to tick up a vial. Then they crack their bubble to see what our next draw is as well. White Orchid Phantom is a magic card. That's pretty sweet. We're going to go with Shadowy Backstreet here to do some surveilling. Put that Marsh Flats in the bin. We're going to White Orchid Phantom them in their upkeep. Now, the reason we're going to do this off of our vial, because the vial goes at flash, is that the land that comes in off of it is tapped. So this is actually kind of like Richard importing them, or Icy manipulating one of their lands. Richard import's probably a better comparison because of the legacy comparison, right? So we're going to go to their upkeep. We're going to activate our vial. They might want to respond to this. They decide not to. We're going to make a White Orchid Phantom, and it's going to blow up the Thundering Fall. So blow it up, they'll get a basic land tap. Now, we can ephemerate them to tap their other land as well, which basically time walks them, essentially. But I'd rather save my Phantom from removal or use it later. I don't think time warping them here is quite where we want to be. Oh, they're missing a land drop? Oh, no, they have a land drop. They have a land drop. Okay, second main though, so no pre-combat stuff. There's a Steel Cutter. So we want to find our 4-mana Witch Enchanter for that. We've got quite good answers in our deck. We're not going to tick this up. We're going to draw a Wisp. Oh boy. Okay, if we tick this up, we could have actually flickered out the Corey Steel Cutter on their turn for quite some time. I think we're going to make an Emperor. We're going to go to combat. We're going to trigger. We're going to eat up one of their bodies. We're going to eat their Dragon Rage Channeler. Go to combat. Swing for 2. And then, am I porting the Steam Vents? We might be able to take them off blue here, which would be pretty good. Let's go Flicker Wisp. Trigger, target the White Orchid Phantom. It will leave. It will re-enter. We're going to blow up that Steam Vents now. It's not porting them as such because they'll have an untapped land in their turn. We do have access to Ephemerate here though, so we could even flicker out the Corey Steel Cutter on their turn. Like flicker. So if we would Ephemerate the Wisp now, enter the battlefield, flicker out the Corey Steel Cutter to the end step. They'll be stuck with 3 mountains, 5 cards, 6 cards in hand, no Corey Steel Cutter. That means we've got access to 5, 6, 7 damage, activating the Adapt, 7, 8, 9 damage. It's a lot, but I think holding the Ephemerate against a Bolt or similar is better. We've even got like a first strike, block it into the Corey Steel Cutter, and we could like flicker the Wisp to flicker the sword out to like, oh, double Steel Cut is pretty strong. Second spell, please be a removal spell we can blank. That'd be sweet. Yeah, bolting the Emperor. Okay. So we're gonna let the Steel Cutters resolve. Dupe. They could have mountain into another land, land into another spell here, but we're going to crack our Mesa, get our planes. Now the question is, do we save our Dragon Rage Channeler, or do we use our Ephemerate on our Wisp? It's probably on our Wisp, right? So the Emperor of Bones carrying a Dragon Rage Channeler will die. It is a lot of value though. Take your land spell, we're not blocking much, taking a bunch of damage. I think it's really hard to know whether I save this or hold this, flickering the Wisp, take away equipment. I'm going to save this. There's value here. It gives us an extra body next turn as well. No land from them, so attacks are bad. Okay. We're going to untap. We're going to rebound the Ephemerate. Now, there's a question here. We're going to tick up our vial. If we flicker the Wisp, we can kill a monk. But the thing is, we don't get to hit them for 3 in the air. Obviously, clocking them is probably good because they output so much damage. I think removing a body is good, though. So we remove a monk. We drew Solitude, which is actual gas, but we're actually 1 mana off actually being able to play it. Huh. We're going to go to combat. We're going to eat their Monastery Suspect because it's the only body in the bin. We'll go to attack some. We'll attack like this. No blocks. They're going to force us to adapt here because they want to conserve their life total. This puts the Monastery Suspect into play. I should have done it before combat. Sorry, I forgot that it's got that temporariness to it. That was very silly. We should have got in for 1 there. We lost some damage. Suspect goes. Wisp brings back the monk token. There is no monk token. Pass back to them. So they can play a Swift Spear, play 2 spells, and just do 1 billion damage. Here it is. Now, if the extra spells are bolts and similar, then we're probably in a bad spot. What does this do? Target is +0 to end of turn with first strike delivery and the formal cousin token that could use double strike. Holy guacamole, that's like a 1 mana team of battle rage, right? Okay, that's a lot of damage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We only have 9 damage ourselves in play. Okay, do I? No, I'm going to take damage. We get a 7. They have 3 cards in hand. We untap. A land will be good. We're not going to go vial. Any 3-drop will be good. Witch Enchanter. That's pretty good. So if we swing for 7, 8, 9, it puts them to 2. We can also just free pitch Solitude. I think that's bad though. So we Witch Enchanter here. This helps us by stopping them from making 2 more monks next turn. We're going to put them to 3. We're going to exile something to try and turn off the Delirium, right? Instant land artifact. So we take away the Preordain. The Delirium's offline for the purposes of Violent Urge and for the Dragon Rage Channeler now. Go to combat. I'm going to hit them for 3 in the air. This puts them on a clock that we can kill them next turn. This is tight. Very tight. They have no access to blue mana at all, so it could be that their hand is full of blue spells. Okay, they just have Bolt. That is a very good magic card. Second copy of Bolt kills White Orchid Phantom, so we lose a flying blocker. That's fine. Another spell makes them another monk here, and they can give it haste by removing the Koi Steel Cutter to it. They have the third Bolt. I mean, sure. So we are just dead, because we block the biggest thing, which is 3, and take 5. Oh no, we're not dead. If they have another spell, we're dead. No, we are dead. That's exactly... Yeah, the triple bolt there is absolutely brutal. What line could we have done that was different? I guess we could have, like, not saved the White Orchid, so the Emperor of Bones, and then we could have, like, used the Ephemerate on the Wisp to remove more monks over the course of the game. The other option as well was just not gobbling up and making the Monetary Swift Spear there instead, not attacking and getting forced to do so, and instead pitching Solitude to make a Solitude off the Emperor of Bones. So there's a couple of lines. I don't know if they resulted in us winning, but there's a couple of lines we could have done differently. So we want all the removal we can. Definitely Silence stops them from actually casting 2 spells. Although they can cast Monetary Swift Spear into another spell. Like Exercise is fantastic. Kills the Koi Steel Cutter itself. Sanctifier is like an unkillable body for us. And then Pest Control is quite good at killing all the monks and the Monetary Swift Spears, but it will blow up our own vials. So there's a world where we just don't want Vial. So we can trim Vial because of Pest Control. I mean, I don't think that's completely correct. There are worlds where we want to use our Vial and then eventually Pest Control them. Felia is quite susceptible to just getting bolted, so we're going to trim 2 of those. Interrupter isn't so hot either. Doesn't do a whole lot. And Belmurk's a little bit on the slow side too. Forget we're still on the 61 card special because I'm bad at Magic. Our opening hand is a 1-lander, a 2-lander with a cyclable card. Yeah, we got like a key spell against them, and then we've got like a card that kills Monetary Swift. So then we just need to hit a 3rd land, and we can also cycle this to hit that 3rd land. I think this is pretty good. We're going to bolt ourselves down to 17, grab Order of Shrine, and just play this Deafening Silence. It's quite good into baubles and such too. Dragon Rage Channeler from our opponent. We hit a Thoughtseize, so we're going to play this. We're not going to play the life. I'm just going to Thoughtseize them down to 15. The hand is Expressive Iteration, Violent Urge, and a Lava. I think the easy take is the Expressive Iteration. Lava Dart kills our Wisp, and that's something we've got to deal with. Delirium being online, yeah. So Iteration is the best card, right? I'm going to play it on turn 3. So we take it. Now, the interesting thing is that Pest Control kills our Deafening Silence. So I'm wondering if we're meant to cycle it and just find other removal for the Dragon Rage Channeler. So they cast Preordain here, so they can't cast anything else. Unless they find a Dragon Rage Channeler, a second one. Okay. So we know all 4 cards are currently in their hand. We drew a Wisp. I think we can allow them to hit us 1 more time and then we're going to Pest Control them. Although, Pest Control them now allows us to actually play something next turn. And we know their hand is like Lava Dart plus Violent Urge, so the next turn is bad unless they just rip a powerful 1-drop creature off the top. So in the interest of like just not getting very, very low, which is bad into this match because they can do so much damage in 1 turn, we're going to just raft the board now. Maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't have turn 1 the Deafening Silence and held on to it for post-Pest Control. That's probably a much better line. They Thundering Force, they put a bauble in the bin from them. We need to hit a land drop now or a 2-drop. It's a 2-drop. I'm going to cast Overlord of the Belmurk and hopefully hit a 4-drop Witch Enchanter off of this. They laughed at us, sure. Belmurk's going to find us just another Recruiter of the Guard. Okay. Well, we didn't put any lands in the bin, so our chances of hitting a land now are quite high. On the upside, we do have a 5-5 coming eventually, just 4 turns from now, which in Modern's a very long time. They're going to cast the Steel Cutter. Okay. They're going to play a land. No other spell. The second spell of the turn was Steel Cutter, which they found off the Preordain. Land? Yeah, baby. Let's go. So they've got access to Lava Dot for our Wisp, which will make them a Steel Cutter. We're going to grab a Plains, and we're just going to Flicker Wisp this Overlord of the Belmurk and make a 5-5, which makes it very hard for them to get through. It will come back. It will make us a card from bin into hand. 4 cards into the bin. Then we'll say yes on the Belmurk. We'll put Solitude into our hand, or Emperor of Bones. So the Emperor of Bones can make the Solitude if we hit another land drop. They crack their fetch. So we know they got like Lava Dart plus Violent Urge, which means that like they can Lava Dart us. They have to Violent Urge. Okay, they had the second. They drew a creature. Cool. So Swift Spear, cast Lava Dart, kill the Wisp, create the Steel Cutter. And then they have access to Violent Urge, which is double striking, right? And then we can trade off with the Monastery Swift Spear, because Violent Urge will give it +1 and first strike, double strike because of Delirium, and plus another 1, so that'll be 4. I think that's the best route here. Like losing the body is something, but it keeps our life total high and doesn't get double strike out, right? Now if they have another spell, that's the last spell in their hands. We trade for this, that's gone. And now we simply want to hit a land drop. We hit a Bowmaster, which is actually quite good. This has trample. We need to remember that. Let's just remove it and they won't be able to double spell next turn because Lava Dart's gone. I think that's the line. So we're going to go Wisp, get rid of this. And if they draw a cantrip like Serum Visions into a spell, then we feel a bit silly. And by silly, I mean we just got, they crack their Mesa, they grab a Mountain, they untap. And we want them to not draw Serum Visions, for example. Lava Dart also does it because they can Dragon Rage Channel up. Absolutely fine by us. It has got Delirium online. They're going to equip the Steel card. Oh, that gives it haste. I forgot about this. Oh my god, that was actually an incredible draw from them. Okay, hit a land drop and we're loving life. Well, we hit Solitude, which is basically a land drop. So we're going to go to combat, hit them for 3. We're on 5. It's very low. Cool. And then we can Orcish Bowmaster them in their turn, and we can Solitude them. I think their last card is Bolt, so they're going to attack us. We're going to cast Solitude, pitching a Recruiter. Get rid of the Dragon Rage Channel. I need some life. Double Bolt kills us. This is gone. They're on 17. Hopefully they cast a Serum Visions or something here. That'll be... Well, they would have done that before combat. They're gonna... Oh, they put a Slick Shot Show Off into the Exile Zone. Problem for us, I think. Okay, let's go cast this Bowmaster. If Modo will let me. Come on, then. Come on, we got this. Hitting a land is good here. We did not hit a land. The Wisp doesn't actually do what we need, so we have to recruit her for a Solitude now. Okay. Yeah, let's go get Solitude. Maybe playing the Emperor Bones last turn to be able to untap and, like, now... be able to put the Solitude under it and be able to like adapt it out as a removal spell is better. We need to kill them. They've got a flying attacker. So I'm at... do I attack both of them? Yeah, we've got 2 blockers here. This gives trample anyway. We have Solitude in hand. Pass back to them. They draw their normal card for turn. We're going to see a Slick Shot this turn, which we're going to have to Solitude because it just is lethal with even like 1 spell, right? They cast a Bauble. They put a Monk token onto the field. They grow the Slick Shot. They crack the Bauble. I think we're trading Flicker Wisp for Slick Shot here. Yeah, we are. Go to blocks. Lose our flying blocker. And now the question is, am I just Solituding that Monk? Keep all the bodies off the board? Feels bad. They're going to draw a card in our turn and untap and draw a card. So they're going to be able to double spell with the Monk token. Yeah, we're going to do it. This seems so fucking bad, but I think them having less bodies on board is incredibly important. That trades off. We untap now. They're on 16. They draw a card. We get to Bowmaster them. Oh, we could have untapped, Bowmastered, killed the Monk with that. Okay, we drew Witch Enchanter, but we need a 4th land to get there. So, bad times. Dragon Rage Channel off the top kills us. Oh, it doesn't kill us, it puts us to 4. Rough stuff. Okay, let's go with Attacker Bowmaster. I should have played Emperor Bones and put Solitude under it here, I think. Guess we want to keep Bowmaster up then. Basically, most flyers will kill us. And they play 8 of them, right? They cast Expressive Iteration. Doesn't draw them a card, sadly. It actually exiles cards and similar and puts cards into their hands. So the second Bowmaster doesn't do anything here. They play a Tarn. They cast a second Steel Cutter, which will make a first Steel Cutter make a token. Sure. 1 card in hand. Is it a 1-mana spell? Please say it's not. Okay, they're going to go to combat and swing, I assume. Yeah. We're going to go black and white Orcish Bowmaster. Shoot them for 1. 13. Grow our Bowmaster token. Block. Kill the Monk. That's good stuff for us. We drew a Godless Shrine, which puts us to 3. So there's absolutely no way we can do that. Because then we're just dead to Bolt and most things. We'll play Emperor Bones. We'll go to combat. We'll trigger and we'll put Solitude or Wisp under it. I think Wisp is the better line. I haven't played enough with Emperor Bones to really know. Oh, we'll get into combat with 2 1/1s. That might have been incorrect because like double spell makes 2 2/2s. Yeah, we'll see. They crack their Tarn. So next turn we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage on board. Obviously we're going to be doing some blocking if they double spell. We want one of the 2 cards in their hand now to be a land. And then we'll actually clear cut into the third game. Okay, game 3. 2 lands, one of which is Sanctifier Vec. Annoyingly, the Monk that the Cozy thingy makes is actually white. We'll keep this though. We're actually very slow. I've just realised that to click and keep. That both our lands enter tapped. It's fine. We'll hit another land, I'm sure. Take 1 from this Monastery Swift Spear. Okay, Wisp. So we're going to go Shadowy Backstreet. We're going to Surveil. We'll put Vindicate in the bin. We want to hit land drops here. They cast a Corey Steel Cutter, growing the Mentor. Mentor, the Swift Spear, should I say. We can block this all day long with Sanctifier. They're going to Mutagenic Growth this. Okay, I guess we're going to be Solituding then. Although we can Ephemerate Solitude next turn. Maybe just take the damage. How much damage is it? It's only 7 damage. We go to 12. This is fine. We're going to have to draw an Ephemerate. Okay, we're going to go Shadowy Backstreet. We want to hit a land drop off this. Come on. Fuck. We'll put that on. We'll put that in the graveyard. We got one in hand. It's fine. We're going to hold control here. We're going to go cast Solitude, pitching an Ephemerate. It'll enter the battlefield. We'll put triggers on the stack. We'll target this one. We're then going to Ephemerate the Solitude, get the Monk token. We could have this at instant speed, I think. Maybe get them to burn another spell. Yeah, we could have done that on blocks, actually. But I guess if they have anything, like if they untap and have Bolt in hand, they can Bolt the Solitude in response to the Ephemerate. So I think the sorcery speed, while they're tapped out, is good. We're going to cast Preordain. There's a world where they have Bolt. Fucking Bolt. Every day, it's Bolt. Okay, fine. In for 2, we go 10. We're going to rebound our Ephemerate and do nothing with it. We're going to draw Fatal Push, which is fine. I guess we hope with the 3 cards in hand next time they can't kill us. I think that's our line. So we're going to go... Oh, God, if we had another... Oh, I should have pitched that Ephemerate because the Bone's getting back the Solitude. We could have Ephemerate... Yeah, okay. Bad times. I think we just have to cast a Lord of Bones here. This will kill our Sanctify no matter what we do. We're not blocking. We have to play something. Here's an Emperor of Bones. We're going to go to combat. We're going to put Solitude under it. And then we're going to pass through to them. Please don't have a second copy of Bolt. And please don't have lethal, right? That's where we want to be at. Ditching that Ephemerate was a huge mistake. Although, to be fair... Yeah, no, that was the mistake. That was a mistake. Doing a Lava Dot the Bones. Sure. Lava Dot's so good against us. Unbelievably good. Maybe our deck is just bad if it can't beat Prowess, right? That could just be a situation we're in. Because a lot of our cards are actually just 1-for-1 removals. We obviously gain value over time to offset that 1-for-1 removal, but the time isn't what we've got. Right? We're on turn 4 here and we're basically dead. So the Emperor dies. We also just missed land drops as well. That was a pretty unfortunate scenario. Take 6. Mutagenic Growth as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are dead. Okay. That went very badly. Horrendously badly. This particular game here... Game 1 was close. Game 2, we got it with some sequencing issues around the deafening silence into other bits. This game, perhaps my keep was bad. The 2 lander, both of them being tapped. I did realize after I clicked keep, I was like, shit, these are both tapped. We're actually now slow. I made the pump with the Ephemerate because obviously the Emperor Bones line, but it didn't end up mattering because they had the double Lava Dart. Or the single Lava Dart double cast. I'm not sure. I think game 3 we just got absolutely run over. Maybe their draw was just incredibly strong. It was a double Mutagenic Growth Lightning Bolt draw. Maybe that's just a draw we can't beat. It's hard to say. We have won the die roll for round 4. Yeah, let's do this. We've got a Fatal Push, Failure, Recruiter. God, I love Recruiter of the Guard. What a great magic card. I do love a good shooter on a body that I can recur. We're going to go with a Marsh Flats, pass to them. We can obviously get a Surveil Land, or we can push a turn 1 Swift Spear if we end up playing into bloody... Well, I think Swift Spear, Red, White Energy, and Prowess are both turn 1 make a body decks, aren't they? Okay, we've got a Utopia Sprawl on a snow-covered forest. I wish we had a Ghost Quarter, but we don't. That's the old days of this deck. We're going to grab a Shadowy Backstreet. We're going to Surveil. There's some sort of Ponder deck. Orchid Phantom can't blow up the forest, so I guess you put it in the bin. It does give us a turn 2 play. Well, Failure is a turn 2 play. We'll put it in the bin. Maybe hitting a Nykthos or something would have been good, actually. I don't know what the fuck my opponent's doing because I'm so out of practice. That's part of the strength of playing Modern, by the way. You can't be good at Modern or Legacy without just having the reps to understand what your opponent's doing. Conceal Courtyard, and we'll pass to them. We got Failure here, and then next turn we can cast a Recruiter, Flicker the Recruiter. We can do all sorts of good stuff. The Witch Enchanter can blow up the Utopia Sprawl. That's probably where we want to go with that. If we draw a Wisp, we can play the Witch Enchanter face down, flicker it up with the Wisp, and blow up the Utopia Sprawl. We are literally against Enchantress. A little-known archetype. Okay, the Witch Enchanter and flickering it seems very strong now. So we really want to Raw Dog a Wisp off the top. That'd be very strong. We did not Raw Dog the Wisp off the top. That is fine. We're going to go Marsh Flats. Just the Recruiter is a Wisp off the top, but not quite. I think we hold up a Aven Interrupter here to get in value off the Recruiter. Yes, so we're going to go to combat, attack them for 2, and then next turn we can start wrecking everything. I guess what we should have done was recruit for Wisp here. Hard to say. Yeah, actually, we probably should have recruited for Wisp here, so we got the Witch Enchanter line next turn. Yeah, I've punted this. So we should have recruited for Wisp, attacked, flickered, and got ourselves a second copy of something. So we've basically just lost a card here. I should have just took a little bit more time before going to combat to make that decision. Because, like, Fellow would be a 3/3 now as well. Flickering the Enchanter's Presence didn't do anything. I was thinking of holding up Aven Interrupter. I guess what will happen now is if they cast something truly egregious, something with Shroud, for example, or gives their stuff Shroud, we would have wanted to keep up the Interrupter. So here comes On Thin Ice, which will get rid of Felia, I'm assuming. Oh, the Recruiter. Okay, that's even better because we've got an ETB we can reset by killing the On Thin Ice. They drew a card off the Presence here. 3 more mana. Or 2 mana here. Is this Sithis or something? Prismatic Ending killing the Felia. Absolutely fine. These things happen. To be honest, we could have had another Felia in hand if I hadn't completely fucked the game, but there you go. Okay. Arid Mesa off the top. So we can go Witch Enchanter. We can go Wisp. We can Wisp the Witch Enchanter. With the Witch Enchanter trigger on the stack, or the Flicker Wisp, we can then Ephemerate the Flicker Wisp, flicker out the Snow-Covered Island. They lose On Thin Ice. We get a Recruiter back. We can also disrupt their mana too. Yeah, I like this. So let's play this. Pay 3 life. We're then going to go Wisp. It's going to flicker this. We're then going to go ahead and flicker our Flicker Wisp. It will re-enter. It will take away the Snow-Covered Plains. Just temporarily. The On Thin Ice will go to the graveyard. Recruit will enter the battlefield. We're going to say yes. And we're just going to grab, like, another Wisp. Yeah, Wisps seem good here. Now we get to blow up either their card draw or their mana. I think card draw is more important here. Bang. You can have 5 mana next turn. We have a Fatal Push that can't kill a 5-drop, but I'm assuming they won't play a 5-drop creature. They're going to play 2 spells. They're going to double spell instead. And with Enchantress of Presence in play, yeah, double spelling would have got them 2 cards. I guess they struggle to double... Well, they would double spell anyway. On Thin Ice. To take the Witch Enchanter, I assume, which doesn't really work because we've got a Wisp in hand, but sure. They're going to take the Wisp. Okay, that's fair. It's got 3 damage on it. 3 power, should I say. Because now we just flicker the Witch Enchanter. So we're going to rebound. Cast this. Target the Witch Enchanter. Do they have Path here? No, they do not. We'll blow up the On Thin Ice. The Wisp will come back. That'll flicker out the forest. They'll lose the Utopia Sprawl. We'll untap and draw. We've all untapped and draw. Okay, Arid Mesa here. Crack this. We'll grab a Godless Shrine and we'll shock it in case we need access to Fatal Push here. We'll go to combat attack for 1. I kind of want to flicker the Recruiter for value, but I actually think we hold up Aven Interrupter plus Fatal Push, and like there's very little they're going to get to do. They crack a fetch here. Okay. Red mana. That's fine. That's fine. And for 1, they get a 15. Pass to them. The land comes back, but they don't have the mana ramp now. They don't have the On Thin Ice. We still have a Wisp in hand for if they play another On Thin Ice. They cast Enchantress's Presence. Are they going to Wrath me at some point? Should I be worried about Wraths? Because putting this into play is 8 damage. Yeah, I guess we just do 8 to them. These pushes are kind of dead. They probably play... They might play Sithis, and they almost certainly play the... there's a card that taps for a mana equal to the number of... what's it called? It's called like Sanctum Weaver, I want to say. Sanctum something. 2 green, taps the number of... mana of any colour equal to the number of enchantments you have in play. We drew Solitude. We're going to go to combat. I guess we just aren't casting anything now. Flicker Wisp being the Recruiter does generate us... Because, like, it's quite clear they don't have Bolt, right? I feel like they would have used it there, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe they want to stop us flickering stuff again. Yeah, I think I do Flicker Wisp here. Might even just get a land drop with another Witch Enchanter. Should I flicker my Wisp? Wisp goes out. Wisp comes in, flickers out my recruiter, and then my recruiter will survive a wrath if they are like a control deck that's playing wraths and no creatures. And we also get to choose what we get in their end step of their next turn. The downside of this is we don't have access to Solitude, but they're not the kind of deck where I feel like we need to pinpoint Solitude to stop them from killing us. Solitary Confinement. At the beginning of your upkeep, skip your draw step, you have Shroud, prevent all damage that we dealt to you. Okay, sure. You have Shroud. Sure. So we get Witch Enchantment and blow that up now. So Recruiter of the Guard comes back into play off the delayed Wisp trigger. It will trigger itself, allowing us to go get a card. We're going to get Witch Enchanter. We're going to untap. This doesn't have Shroud itself, right? And then we're going to cast Witch Enchanter. Oh, that guy's an incredible matchup against this deck. Like, it has so many ways to fuck with their enchantments. Like, we have 4 main board, like, Reclamation Sages that are also lands. It's very, very good against them. I guess we bring in all the Vindicates. Pest Control randomly blows up, like, their removal spells and their ramp spells. So we're going to bring that in. Cut the Vials. White Orchid Phantom's also pretty good at just, like, messing with the stuff they've got. And Exercise is also very good. We cut all 4 pushes as well. 2 more cuts. I think I'll trim 1 Solitude and 1 Felia. There we go. This hand has 1 land in it, and it's a black source, so we're going to mulligan. 3 lands, Ephemerate, Recruiter, Felia. Yeah, this is fine. I think we have to keep all of our lands. Our Wisp is very strong. Recruiter is very strong. God, that's a difficult decision. I think it's Recruiter. Simply because Wisp can fuck with their, like, On Thin Ices and Utopia Spores as well. That's probably wrong, to be honest. Recruiter plus Ephemerate gets us, like, so much value. So there's a Sprawl. They're going to name blue. No, white. Okay. What I really want to find is a White Orchid Phantom to block that land, and that lets us, like, deny them red and turn off the Sprawl, right? We drew Witch Enchanter. So we're going to go Marsh Flats and go fetching a tap land here. Witch Enchanter's a very good draw, because obviously we can flick Whisper and Witch Enchanter, block one of their things. Then Ephemerate either one and just love life. They're on 3 mana here. They play Sterling Grove. Other enchantments you control have Shroud, yes. And it searches for stuff. Okay, we're going to go Surveilling. Yeah, I'll put that on top of my library. We're going to cast that. We're going to untap, play a Concealed Courtyard, and we're just going to blow up that land. Messes with their mana significantly. Boom. So they can go get a green source here. Yeah, there we go. So we took them off, like, the mana ramp plus the red. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure on what the red is used for in Enchantress right now. Horizon Canopy from our opponent. They're up to 3 mana. They have a Stolen Growth, their enchantment have Shroud. We have to kill this before we can kill other ones. They sprawl a land again, which is a pretty easy choice for Flicker Wisping. Play another Stolen Grove. So both enchantments have Shroud now. That's a problem. That is a problem. Okay. We've got to kill them before they combo kill us now, or combo lock us out of the game. Okay. We drew a Bowmaster. We're going to go Marsh Flats, crack it, grab a Plains. We can hold up Bowmaster, we can hold up Felia, we can hold up Ephemerate, we can flicker out the Snow-Covered Forest to take away the Utopia Spore, which puts them down to 3 cards in hand next turn and only 3 mana. The Sterling Groves allow them to go fetch things that they want. So I guess we hold up mana, because we can even Ephemerate the White Orchid Phantom to shuffle their library if they go fetching with Sterling Grove. Because they're going to go get 9 lives, I think, is the plan there. And then with the other one, yeah. So turn 3, we have 3 lands in play. We're going to pass to them. They didn't fetch. This is kind of fine. 4 mana for Haunting. Hallowed Haunting. So as long as you control 7 or more enchantments, could you control Flying Vigilance? Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a Cleric token, Spirit Cleric token that has power equal to the number of spirits you control. That is a win condition and a half. We can flicker out tokens on the upside. We will now pay 3 lives. So we've got access to August Bowmaster's Ephemerate. We can even White Orchid Phantom this turn and Bowmaster. Probably bad. Let's go to combat. Attack like this. This is 4 damage down to 10. I think we flicker and destroy the canopy, though. Do 2 to them. They go to 12. Do we wisp out the forest here? Lower their mana? Nah, Bowmaster's too good here. Okay, so we're going to resolve the Felia trigger. Felia's now a 3-3. Blow up the canopy. There's a small chance that they only have, like, a couple of basics, right? But I assume they have more than 2. Yeah, they had a 3rd at least. Okay, so they're going to untap. We've got access to Bowmaster plus Ephemerate. They play a Windswept Heath. If they double spell here, they get 2/2/2s. We can obviously Flicker Wisp and then Ephemerate, Flicker Wisp next turn. We can Felia always removes a token on its own. It's pretty good. On Thin Ice. This is fine. Wisp can remove a Thin Ice. So they're going to make a 1-1. Thin Ice will resolve. Who will it target? Ophelia, I assume. Yep. That is fine. They got one more card in hand. It is an enchantment, so they're going to get another body out of this. Solitary Confinement. Prevent all damage you control. Then you upkeep, sacrifice enchantment unless you discard a card. So they'll take no damage this turn. Then end step, we're going to go ahead and make a Bowmaster. I should have used it to kill a Cleric then before this resolved. That was actually a punt from me. Can't target them either because they have Shroud. Yeah, I fucked that right up. Okay. These things happen. So we're going to untap. Draw a Recruiter. We'll play a Wisp. Flicker this. Thin Ice will fall off. They get Ophelia. Now we have access to Flicker Wisp plus Ephemerate, which is important. No attacks. Then in their turn, they got to sack the Solitary Confinement. They'll get the land back before we get to their upkeep, though. Okay. So they're going to discard a card. They cannot. We can't actually make them shuffle because there's no basic land in play. We need them to play a non-basic, basically. Okay. We're going to untap. Player Planes. Felia will remove a spirit token. The spirits do not have flying. So we're going to go bang, 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 bang. Felia will remove a token, and that will make this not a good block for them. I'm going to take a shitload of damage. They go to 3. So they're dead next turn. They can search for Stunning Grove for something. It's going to be 9 lives, I assume. Let's play a Recruit of the Guard. Now, I wish I had Aven Interrupter here, but I don't. We don't have the mana for it, sadly. We do have another Bowmaster. We could, like, ping them. Doesn't do a lot. I think we just get a Wisp. We have access to Ephemerate, but it doesn't stop them from 9-livesing us. Being a Shroud enchantment that they're going to have to do like loads of damage through. Or Phyrexian Life is another way. Like there's multiple enchantments that would keep them alive here that they can search for. Okay. So they go looking for something with Stunning Grove. Abundant Grove. Oh, they're going to try and draw a card. That's very strange. I guess the card they need is in hand. They play Abundant Grove to make a body. Draw a card. Trigger Bowmaster. Shoot them in the face. They go to 2. They play a Prismatic Vista. They have 1 card in hand. And they skew it up. Okay, yeah, that was an easy matchup for us, to be honest. There's not really much analysing since that our deck is just incredibly good at messing with all the stuff they're doing, from like enchanting their own lands and then we get to flicker them with Wisps to having a land that is sometimes a Reclamation Sage, which is pretty silly against them. We start with no way to flicker and no Vial, but we had lands and spells. Our opponent has Thought Seized us, taking our Recruit of the Guard, and they don't know about the Arid Mesa. The reason I'm doing this like sort of recap of the first term is that I have my mic off from coughing, because I'm an idiot. It's the mirror, baby. Here comes the Baelmerk. Okay. Let's do this now. Shoot them for 1. They are on 14. They have a slow start. The mirror is super interesting. Oh, it's not even the mirror. They're still playing Ketramos, which we are not currently playing. We have an answer to the Overlord in our hand. What do they put into their hand? It was a Ketramos. Ketramos is currently in their hand. Okay. Sure. The Overlord of the Baelmerk will tick up. We drew Ophelia, which is pretty sweet. They'll play basic plane, so killing the Shrine doesn't do a whole lot here. To cast on the Ophelia is just stronger. We can go to combat here and hit them for 2. If they're just tapping out for a Ketramos next turn, we're in a really good spot. Marsh Rats from my opponent, go down to 11. They get a planes, a basic planes. They cast another Overlord of the Baelmerk. This is incredibly slow. They do have mana here for a path or perhaps a Fatal Push. Okay, it's slow, but they're about to put a Wisp in their hand, and now I'm scared. Yeah, they got a Wisp and a Ketramos in hand. Okay. Right, we're gonna, with this on the stack, I'm gonna Surveil. Emperor Bones on top. Yeah, that sounds good. And then we're gonna cast Felia. This will probably get pushed, I'd imagine, but we'll see. We untap. We're gonna draw an Emperor Bones. We're gonna bolt this in. This can obviously kill an Overlord, but we can Wisp it first. I'm gonna go make an Emperor of Bones. I'm gonna try and steal one of their Overlords. I'm gonna eat the Overlord into this Emperor of Bones and then adapt it. We're gonna go to combat. We could flicker their Overlord and let them draw another card, but I think that's probably bad. They're paying costs. They're going to push the Emperor Bones. That is absolutely reasonable. Stops us from getting something out of their bin. Now, the Wisp can remove the Orc Army token next turn. We never want to be flickering the... Oh, they have Solitude. Shit on it. Okay. What do they exile? They exiled their own Witch Enchanter. Oh, Solitude is so good for them. All right, they'll remove Ophelia. Sure. Makes our choices a lot easier. Going to attack. In for 2. Take them to 9. We'll play basically just a body here. This will blow up this Godless Shrine. They'll play at least 3 basics. They probably play 4, I'd imagine. Yeah, there we go. No double black for them, though, if they don't have a land drop, but they almost certainly do. And double black doesn't really matter for our thing. They're going to flicker one of their Overlords now, and then we want to hit a land drop and Solitude the Overlord, basically. So, Overlord goes away. That's way better than removing our token, like I said, right? Marsh flats from our opponent. 2 cards in hand. Overlord will come back and put a creature from their bin back into their hand. The double Overlord is going to grind us out if we can't close the game out, and we won't be able to close the game out. They have 2 cards in hand, one of which is a Ketramos. 3 cards in hand now. The other copy is a Solitude. Fucking hell, that is bad for us. If we hit a land drop, we're in a good spot. We did not hit a land drop. We're in a bad spot. Okay, that's probably game. They have an active Overlord. We didn't draw a white spell, nor a land. There's so many cards for... My goodness. Is it every card on deck apart from the 4 Aether Vials were good there? Eesh. Okay. Let's play this. And we're just going to pass the turn to our opponent, who has an active Overlord of the Belmerk, a Solitude in hand, a Ketramos in hand, and one other card we don't know about. This is bad. This is so, so bad. Now, the Solitude in hand is even worse if they hit a land drop here and just get to play a 5 mana, like actual raw, solid, non-evoked Solitude, because then they get to keep the body as well, which not only is good for having a 3/2 fly lifelinker, but also gives them access to Ephemerate and Flickerwisp value as well. Their second Overlord is ticking down. They seem very good in the mirror. God, our opponent had Thoughtseize, Push, and the Solitude. And we just had, like, bodies. Seems bad, man. Feels bad. Number of cards in exile right now is just 2. So Ketramos isn't online, but they do get to draw cards off of it. I'm a big fan of this. I feel like I should be playing at least like 1 or 2 copies of it in the deck. I'm playing like basically like a challenge, like 3rd place list, with a slight change of an extra Wisp. Yep, they attack. They get to do the Overlord stuff. Fucking Christ. They put Witch Enchanter into their hand. How am I blocking this? I need my opponent to make some fucking mistakes is what I need. So first strike will kill this, unless they Solitude my White Orchid Phantom, which will draw them a card. No, they're happy for that to die. Okay. Interesting. That seems like a mistake. But what do I know? I'm not the one with 2 Overlords of the Belmerk. They're going to evoke a Solitude. Yeah. Kill our Bowmaster. Sure. They'll draw a card. Lose a life. Go to 7. We gained 1 life. They play a Shrine tapped and pass. Sure. Right. Are we going to draw something useful? I don't have much faith here, if I'm honest. We're so far behind. Wisp is pretty useful, but it's not useful enough. Like, 4 cards in exile right now. They'll get a Solitude back by just attacking next turn. Does that mean I have to kill this? Probably. Seems very bad. In for 2. 10 to 5. Exile on the Overlord puts them back to 10 as well. And we've only dealt with 1 Overlord. My goodness. Oh, no. Oh, the line was Wisp this Witch Enchanter. That was the line. Kill the Belmerk. They have an Emperor anyway, so like the game is so unbelievably over. Our opponent had everything. I don't think there was any part of that game where they didn't have exactly what they needed. fucking awful. I guess our opening hand was just lands and spells, and that wasn't good enough. So we're cutting a White Oak Phantom, probably some number of Bowmasters. They're good into the Wisps, but bad into everything else. They don't really draw that many cards. We're bringing both Exercises and the Vindicator. We want as much removal as possible. I think we don't want Vile in the mirror. Like, basically, having Vile on turn 1 in the mirror, fantastic. Drawing at any point later on when we're scrapping for card advantage is just bad. And you saw it in that game. We just drew it late and we're like, wow, I guess we don't have much here. So I'm going to trim 1. Makes us less likely to have it on our opener, of course. We'll go from there. Card quality matters even more when they've got things like a draw engine like Ketramos, right? Our opening hand is double land, double Belmerk. This seems good. We saw how strong it was into our opponent into us a moment ago. We will play this and not pay the life. Sure. We might not even go second Belmerk immediately. We might go Belmerk, Thalia, Belmerk. That might be our line. God of the Shrine, Relic of Genesis, so they can fuck with our graveyard. Absolutely. Seems good in the mirror. We're going to tap and draw a Concealed Courtyard. No, sorry, not draw a Concealed Courtyard. Play a Concealed Courtyard. Black and white here for an Overlord of the Belmerk. The interesting thing here is that they don't get to interact with the graveyard prior to the Belmerk working. We're going to put Recruiter into our hand. Are we? Yeah, that seems right. They're going to relic something. We'll get rid of the Fatal Push. They go Bogart, tapped, sure. So they got an even slower start than before. We drew Ephemerate. I think we play this, pay 3 life, and just play Thalia and keep Ephemerate up to protect it. I think that's our line here. We've also got Fatal Push to kill whatever they play. So we can go like Thalia, Fatal Push. Get rid of the Vindicate here. They play a Marsh Flats. I'd like them to tap out here and then not have Solitude for our Thalia. I think that's what we want to see. Shocking in the Godless Shrine. So they have 3 mana available to them. They're going to go Wisp. And that'll probably wisp out one of their lands. Maybe the Bogart to make a body. They're going to untap their Godless Shrine with it. Okay. We're going to play a Thalia. They can now, like, Wisp or... They can Ephemerate or, like, push off Thalia once this land comes back in and shocks in. So here it comes. They shock it in. They attempt to kill Thalia. Oh, interesting. We untap. They're going to Relic us, sure. We lose the Wisp from the bin. That's absolutely fine. They're going to Ephemerate the Wisp. Now, that's going to flicker out our Thalia, which is not good. So we can, like, Ephemerate our Thalia, then, like, Fatal Push the Wisp, and that, like, removes the Ephemerate from the scenario. We can't push it right now because we don't have Revolt online. I think that's a line we take here. So we do this. And then we do this because a creature left the battlefield this turn. We drew push. Okay. Overlord ticks down. I mean, it's kind of a 2 for 1. That's 2 for 2, right? We got rid of their Ephemerate and their Wisp for our Fatal Push and our Ephemerate, which I think is absolutely fine. They cast Prismatic Ending to kill our Thalia. 1 for 1 trade. Absolutely fine. They cast Ember of Bones, which will put Wisp under it, and then we'll just Fatal Push that. Sure. Okay. Hitting a land drop would be nice. We did. Okay. We have to kill this to stop them having access to that Wisp. And then we crack our Mesa. We're going to shock in a Shrine because we want double black available. Play a Recruiter. And I think we get Solitude here. Yeah, we get Solitude. We are trying to ride this Overlord of the Belmerk to victory here. And we're 1 land off being able to hardcast the other Overlord or play Solitude as well. They have 3 cards in hand, not much on board. We have 3 cards in hand. We have a Recruiter and an Overlord ticking down. They're going to cash in the Relic to go to 4 cards. Graveyards are exiled now. They play another Relic. So they've drawn 2 of their sideboard cards, but how effective is it? They cantrip that Relic again. Hit a Marsh Flats. So they're on 5 mana now. We untap and we draw an Arid Mesa. Cool. We're going to go to combat and we're going to attack with a Recruiter down to 9 for them. I'm going to hold up Ephemerate to flicker our recruiter here. They surveil in response. So they go to 8. Sure. And then Ephemerate also saves our Balmuk if they have a removal spell for it as well. We don't need to really pull the trigger on anything. We can also just like use our Solitude here. So they're going to impend an Overlord. Which is going to get them a Felia. Triple Fatal Push into the bin is pretty funny. 4 cards in hand, one of which is Felia. On the end of that turn, we're just going to Surveil. We still don't need to pull the trigger on any of the stuff that's in our hand. We're doing pretty good right now. Obviously, we need to bear in mind they will be casting a Felia. Which is a good blocker for our Recruiter. So our Recruiter is no longer swinging. We drew another Recruiter. And we're going to combat attack with Overlord. Now, I want to put a white card in our hand so we can, like, scam Solitude. Because that way we can Solitude their Felia when they cast it. And then if they go to Ephemerate their Felia, we can Ephemerate our Solitude. And stop them having Felia into Overlord of the Belmont. Because that might be where we, like, sort of lose control of the game. This is also 5 damage here, so they might try and stop this. So we're going to say yes to this. I guess we just put Witch Enchanter in our hand. That's also an answer to the Overlord situation. Yeah, Witch Enchanter goes into hand. They go to 3. We cast a Witch Enchanter. They can't Ephemerate the Balmuk here because it's not a creature. Okay, so we've secured that path to them getting back into the game. They make a Felia. We still have access to Solitude, and we still have access to Solitude plus Ephemerate. So if they play like a removal spell body here, like their own Solitude, for example, attempt to go to combat, we can stop it from being the incredible powerhouse of a turnaround that it should be. Okay, our hand is 2 lands, a Push, Ephemerate, Balmuk, and a Wisp. Yeah, this is fine. This is absolutely fine. Balmuk will find us a Witch, and we'll love life. We're going to untap. We're going to play a Marsh Flats. We're going to pass to our opponent. We're going to push if they play something scary like an Emperor Bones. They're probably just going to play their own Overlord of the Balmuk. Tapped land from them. I'm happy with that. So now we go Badump. And we grab Shadowy Backstreet. We put Bogart Trawler into the top of our library because we just want it as a land, basically. We untap and we draw Bogart Trawler, obviously. We'll shock this in and go black-white Balmuk impending. We're going to use the ability. Do you want to hit that 4th land drop here with the Witch Enchanter? Do you want the Solitude? I think we want the Solitude, right? Solitude's pretty good. I've heard it's quite a strong magic card. It's funny, right? The Evoke Elemental cycle is so fucking stupid, but I'll give Solitude a free pass because it's the deck that I like. That's not quite true. The truth is that it's just not as oppressive as the other ones, right? But Ketramos, sure. That is a Magic the Gathering card. We draw Thoughtseize. We can bolt this in. So we do have access to... We can bolt this in, right? Yeah, we can. So we have access to 3 mana. We're going to pay 5 life this turn to Thoughtseize them. Flicker Wisp, push, and Witch Enchanter. We take the Witch Enchanter. There is no way we let them kill this Balmuk. It's going to get us back in the game. Wisping out something, we'll draw them a card this turn. We can also scam Solitude for when they cast the Wisp next turn. I think scam Solitude is incredibly strong here. It'll give them 7 life, but we'll have such a demanding board presence. And push can't kill a... Double push here, and push can't kill a Solitude either. Nor an Overlord. Seems decent. Yeah, 5 cards in hand, one of which you don't know about. They got Bleachbone Verge with some very cool art. I like that. It's got a Midnight's comic book feel to it. Witch Blessed Meadow. They drew another Witch Enchanter and didn't use it on the Balmuk. That's super interesting. So we know all 3 cards in their hand. Oh, they're going to Witch Enchanter the... Yeah, sure. Here comes Wisp. Flicker the Witch Enchanter. Sure. So that will leave play here. That's going to kill our Balmuk. This is just a thing that happens. Ketramos will draw them a card. I should have probably stopped that, if I'm honest. Push is online now. So is Bowmaster. I think we Bowmaster the Wisp and do the Solitude stuff on our turn? Is that the answer? Oh, God. Right, okay. So we're going to lose our Overlord. Absolutely fine. We can play through that. Bowmaster presents damage. So I think we do Bowmaster first. We don't need to scam Solitude right now because we can actually just Skyclave Apparition the Ketramose, but then they can push... They can push the Skyclave, but they also don't have Revolt online, and we know they won't have it. So we hit our 4th land. We're going to try and get to 5 mana for the Solitude, right? So we're going to go Skyclave Apparition, eat the Ketramose, and then leave them with... Oh, they drew an extra card off the Ketramose, didn't they? So there is a card we don't know about right now. The push in our hand is a clean answer to the token that comes off the Skyclave, I guess. We basically just don't want them to ever have a card draw engine, and then we want to like outvalue them. So they play the Plains in hand, 2 unknown cards. They play an Overlord of the Belmerk. What's our answer to that? We don't have one. Oh yeah, that's not good. I'll go as far as that's actually very, very bad for us. That was their best possible draw. They can get back Wisp, right? Yeah, fuck. Okay. What is our line here? I guess is like Solitude, Ephemerate. Nah, Wisp is too good. Okay. Okay, what do? We need to draw Witch Enchanter. That's what we need to do. Or Recruiter. Both of those kind of work. No. Okay, we have an answer in the Solitude. That's something. So we're just going to pass the turn. Let them Wisp their Belmerk. We'll Solitude the Belmerk. The Belmerk will get them back a Witch Enchanter anyway, so that's not ideal. Okay, at least we have an answer. That's the main thing. Having an answer is very, very important. Like I said, we need to stop them having engines. Engines are how we lose. We don't have an engine right now. They do have an engine. So they play Marsh Flats. Their hand is Wisp, Double Fatal Push, and something else. Now, if the other card is fucking Ephemerate, Ephemerate the Overlord in response to Solitude, then we feel very silly. They attack for 2. We're just going to chump block with the Orc Army token and keep our life total up. That's fine. So they've got a Solitude in hand. Is that what's happening here? Okay. They aren't pulling the trigger, and neither are we. They're at an advantage if they don't. Okay. That's good. We drew Exercise. Very good. Okay. I'm just going to fire this off now. Goodbye. No Overlord for you. We're going to move to combat. We're going to attack. If they Solitude now... we Solitude in response. We Ephemerate. We kill this and the other creature. They'll kill this and get a 3/3 anyway. Neither of these attacks are very good. Okay. Because the 3/3 will still be there regardless of what we do. I guess we kill the 3/3 and with a second Solitude. Fuck it out. What a blink and you're dead kind of match, right? So they got a push on the Apparition, which will kill the Apparition. So we Ephemerate the Apparition here. They get the 3/3 regardless. So we just do this to minimize the things they have in play. They're going to get a 3/3 regardless. They can now double Fatal Push, so this Ephemerate traded for 2 cards in their hand. That's a interesting situation. Because Ephemerate itself is 2 cards, because we'll get another copy next turn. The card quality of the cards in our hand is so much higher than the card quality of the cards in their hand. Okay. It happened. I guess what they do now is they push and get a 4/4 and a 3/3. I think I just fucked that up, didn't I? I just turned their pushes into really powerful effects. I guess our push kills their 4/4. They push like this. Sure. Our Wisp also removes their 3/3. They get a 4/4. We hold push until it's relevant. So we got 2 cards out of their hand. We lost Skyclave. They play a Felia. Felia doesn't do anything here. I guess killing the 4/4 is more important because Solitude kills the Felia. I guess we hold up push in case they now slam Belmerk. Like they draw Belmerk and play it, and they go to attack with Felia, and we have to kill Felia. I guess there's a world where we just like trade the Bowmaster in now not to take a lot of damage as well. Emperor of Bones. Oh my god. Are you joking? Okay, so Bones is going to resolve. We're then going to kill the Emperor of Bones. The last card in hand is Wisp. So Bones is gone, because Bones can get back an Overlord or just general shit. A Wisp to reset itself and all sorts of shit. I guess we block 4 here, take 5, go to 7. They're going to Wisp out our Overlord here, our Bowmaster to, like, do more damage. No, they're going to reset Surveil Land. Okay, fair enough. They attack. They flicker their Wisp. Very strong. We go to blocks. We block 4. We're going to take 5. Their Wisp's going to enter, maybe take out one of our lands for the turn. Yeah, that push sequencing was very confusing as to like what the correct line was. They surveil 1. They put planes in the bin. Wisp enters. I feel like I should be winning this. My card quality was so much higher. I feel like I've absolutely misplayed this. Losing the mirror is really bad as well, because it makes you just feel like you're just not very good at the game. But also, I've hardly played the deck, so there is an element of that. Yeah, they take out one of our lands, which makes perfect sense, because it stops us having a 5-mana thing. Rebounding an Ephemerate doesn't do anything here. No. We drew Godless Shrine. We can shock it into 5. And then from there, we can cast Solitude, Raw Dog. Basically, our best card draw here was a white source, a white spell, because then we can go like Wisp out with this, Solitude Pitch, take 6. I guess we shock in the Solitude, go to 5, shock in the land, sorry. And then we end up with... Because the thing is, the Felio removes at least 1 blocker, so this had to be a white spell to kill the Felio. And the Solitude does have lifelink. So we won't shock. We'll shock in the one that comes in at end step. Go to 5. They untap. Their card here has to be like nothing, basically, for us to have a chance. They attack. They choose not to. We're going to cast Solitude. Eat the 4/4 up with the Solitude. Skyclave was just bad in this matchup, like really bad. Go to blocks. Block like this. We're on 2, they're on 22. They have 2 bodies in play, 1 card in hand. The last card's a Witch Enchantment. It's just another body, right? That's the important thing for them. It's actually a lethal body for them. Okay, what do we draw? Something good. Vindicate. That's very good. Okay. So Wisp. Here comes a Wisp. Get rid of the illusion token. We are dead to any way they can remove this Wisp, by the way. But we're clinging on for dear life. Vindicate. We have a blocker, but we are dead. We are just dead if they have Fatal Push. No, Fatal Push doesn't do it, but Vindicate would do it. Wisp would do it. Solitude would do it. Solitude wouldn't do it. Solitude actually lets us live for a turn. And then we need to draw something absolutely insane to beat Witch Enchanter and Solitude on board. I'm not really sure what that insanity could be. Our own Solitude, maybe? Okay, so here we block the Solitude. Take 2. Okay. We're still in the game. We're clinging on for dear life. Emperor of Bones. Oh, I meant to fucking even interrupt to that. I just pointed the game into the sun. It doesn't matter. We basically lost anyway. But now they get to put something under it, activate adapt, and then put it into play. Taps attacking. Taps attacking? Yeah. Yep. Okay. I punted it on the last hurdle. But it's not even the last hurdle, is it? Let's be real. It's far from the last hurdle. We're on like hurdle 1 of 28 to get back into this game. Sure, so we are very fucking dead. What were we drawing next? We went 3-2. I was hoping to do better, if I'm honest. Where can we go back to return to game? Draw a card. Or Witch Enchanter. So we would have went like Aven Interrupter, block here, take 2. This would have been plotted. Play Witch Enchanter. Next turn, I would have cast this. Yeah, we were dead anyway. Regardless of my punt, we were dead anyway. That game was super, super interesting. There was so much going on. We stopped them having an engine. They stopped us having an engine. And then the real big moment was those pushes. Like, both their pushes being transformed into like a 2-2, no, a 3-3 and a 4-4 off the back of this fucking card, Skyclave Apparition, which is a 1-of in our deck, by the way. I still think, like, even post-board, you don't cut the Apparition in this matchup, but it's just not good, though, is it? Okay, I'll reword that. I don't think you cut it, because it has a lot of applications. But in specific situations where, like, they have Fatal Push, for example, where 1-for-1 removal it needs to be pinpoint used to be good in this matchup because of how the cards synergize to create value. When they can just like pinpoint remove something and just create a body and then just like beat you down with it, it is not good. I don't think any card in our sideboard right now is better than that. I guess Sanctifying Vec doesn't die to push. And it blocks like Overlords and Emperors really well. And Bowmasters. So maybe Sanctifying Vec is a consideration. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this. Playing a bit of Modern. I've enjoyed it. And I'll be playing more. Probably more with this deck. I don't know if I can play this deck again in a video because people, diminishing returns and such. But let me know what you think in the comment section below of the deck of Modern at the moment and this kind of content. And I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.